Welcome back all in the next video in Node.js series. In this video, we will discuss and implement cookie session in Node.js. Now, before this, we need to know what exactly is a session. Let's say you visit a library. On your first visit, they give you a visitor card with a unique number. So let's consider that as a session ID. Now every time you return, you show that card and they remember that you borrowed books or anything else. So this is how a session works. So it will help the server remember who you are during your visit or across multiple visits to different websites. Now when we talk about cookie session in Node.js, this is a middleware that stores session data directly inside a cookie on the client. And there's no need for database or server-side memory because everything is inside the cookie. In the previous video, we implemented cookie parser. Now, if you want to know the difference, that how cookie session is different from cookie parser, so here it is. Cookie parser helps in reading and writing raw cookies, while cookie session helps in managing the session data inside the cookie. Now let's understand this with the help of an example. Now we will implement an example in which we create a session for a user after their login, and then they access that session data on another route using cookie session. This will help us understand how session data can be stored inside the browser using the cookies without needing a database. Let's create a file, cookie session.js. Start importing the necessary modules. Import Express from Express. We also need to import cookie session from cookie session. And we also have to create the instance of app. Const app equals to instance of Express. Right, so we haven't yet installed this third-party module. So let's install it. npm I cookie-session. And you can also check your package.json in order to check. Right, so it's here. Cookie session has been installed. Before setting up the cookie session, there needs to be passed a configuration object within the cookie session. So first one is name. You will be able to set the name of the cookie that stores the session ID on the client side. So you can have any name of your choice. Second one is keys. So these are actually secret keys which is used to sign and verify the cookie to prevent any kind of tampering. So why do we sign cookies? Because signing the cookie adds a layer of security by making sure that the cookie data is not modified by the client. So you can either provide one key or more keys. Totally up to you. Means if you want to provide more, you can pass an array for this secret keys. The server will be able to use them to sign the cookie. Now, if you're having multiple keys, this can allow for key rotation. Means the server can verify the cookies signed with an old key and will be able to sign new ones with a new key. The next property is secret. The point is that if you're providing keys, there's no need to provide secret and vice versa. This is just an alternative to keys. You can either provide a single string secret in the secret, or you can provide an array of keys in the keys. You don't need to use, or you can't use both simultaneously. So secret is just used to sign the cookie, just like keys, but with only one secret. The next one is max age. You will be able to set the maximum age of the cookie in milliseconds. So example, if you're setting 15,000, it means that the cookie will expire after 15 seconds. So after this time, the browser will delete the cookie, so the session will no longer be valid. Now we know about the configuration object, so we are ready to utilize or set up the cookie session. Set up the object name. So as I told, any name can be taken. I'm taking session for the time being. Keys, it could be just one key or multiple keys. In this, it really doesn't matter. So let's say I'm just providing key 1 and key 2. Okay, so secret I'm not providing because I have to use only one, either keys or secret. Let's provide the maximum age as max age. I'm giving 15,000. So let's set up the routes. App.get. So my first route is going to be login, and let's provide the request and response objects inside the callback function, and we are creating a custom session variable, request.session.user. I'm going to write my name, response.send, session created. So what is request.user, request.session.user? This is just like a variable, but this is stored in a session cookie. So it remembers the data across different requests from the same user. Let's create the route for accessing the session data. App.get, and let's go to dashboard, request and response parameters in the callback function. So I'm going to check the condition if request.session.user, if this condition is true, means if the session was set, then we must get the response welcome back, and since it's a variable, I'll be putting this inside template literal request.session.user. Else response.send, please log in first. And finally, you can make your application to listen, app.listen, and port number 3000. I'm skipping the callback function. Let's check the result. Nodemon key session. Localhost 3000. So we need to go to, first of all, dashboard to check if there is any session variable created. So it says please log in first. Nice. So means I have to log in. I'm going to log in. Session is created. Now I can go to dashboard. So it says welcome back and the username. Now let's wait for 15 seconds till the time the session data is deleted, and then we are going to check again. So I think 15 seconds are over. Right, so we can check it again. It says, please log in first. There is another way to set the maximum age. So I'm commenting it out from here. You can mention it separately using app.use and then pass the callback, request, response, and we need here next function. Right, and you can have request dot session options dot max age equals to 15,000. And don't forget to use the next function, because it needs to know that the next functionality is this. Now time for the practical based task. You need to create a Node.js Express application that tracks how many times a user has visited the home page using the session cookies. In other words, you have to use the cookie session middlewares. This is quite easy. So don't forget to drop your solution in the comments section. We'll meet in the next video. Till that time, stay tuned and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.